I remember it was May, and it was a beautiful Sunday. The German army was bringing supplies down, and there was a bunch of rail lines, and there was a lot of boxcars full of ammunition. So we went after them. I was photographing that day, and we let go our bombs, and boy, there was secondary and tertiary explosions, and there was just smoke was up almost out of our altitude. So the next morning, we got a briefing how many locomotives we had hit and how many boxcars we had hit. And so it felt real good, and then they finally said, yeah, but 2,000 slave laborers were killed. That's always stuck with me. Here I thought I had really performed a big deed, but somebody had paid for it.
Dino Brugioni fought in World War II. He was a member of a reconnaissance squad, so he was participating in aerial photography reconnaissance missions. He later became part of the National Photographic Interpretation Center, which was developed as part of the CIA, mainly to interpret U-2 photography that was taken by U-2 planes. He's actually also participated in discovering the missiles on Cuba that set off the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. In the 1970s, he realized that the CIA likely had in its collection of aerial photography photographs that were taken of Auschwitz and Birkenau in 1944. And so at that point, he went back into the archives and discovered those photographs and did the interpretation on them.
Photo interpretation becomes, the more you're in it, the more you learn. During World War II, we were flying over their synthetic fuel plants. There was one at Auschwitz, and I wondered if by chance, when we were flying over that, did we see the death camp? So I called for the photographs of the IG Farben plant. The first can of film I put on, I saw people being marched to their death. Now, all I know about this is that supposedly this was a camp in Austria, and they were digging tunnels.
Mr. Brugioni donated aerial photography of various camps, including Bergen-Belsen, Ebensee, and Mauthausen. In terms of Ebensee and Mauthausen, he was particularly interested in how these photographs show the development of underground tunnels. This was a plan in 1944 and 1945 to hide the building of V-2 rockets in the mountains in Austria. He demonstrated through the use of the aerial photography how you determine how deep into the mountains these tunnels were being dug.
Nobody had ever looked at those photographs. So I started looking at them. All those trains and boxcars, my God. Somebody should have said, what the hell are they there for? Nobody did. You see the activity here, this would be where they would be deboarded.
Okay.
Here's another area where they would be deboarded. So your area of activity of killing people is in this area. And these are big graves, I mean big.
These are not staged photos in any way. These were made by accident, and Mr. Brugioni, as a well-respected CIA analyst, had the know-how to locate the photographs and interpret them, and made it his mission to do very in-depth photo interpretation of what he found. You've signed one of these before. This is our deed of gift agreement. It says that you're donating. I think Mr. Brugioni's collection serves as an example of outside-the-box thinking. When he thought in the late 1970s there might be material related to the Holocaust over here. Hopefully it will help us continue to look in unexpected places and find more material related to this history.
The thing that convinced me to give all this stuff to you, I Googled these camps, and there's not many photographs on them. Not only that, but there's still people don't believe that the Holocaust existed. So that one picture of people being marched to their death has done more good. And strangely enough, that was the first one.